Hello. In this video, I'm going to have Magic School AI write a class newsletter for me. So I go in here, I'm going to type my name, Mr. Norman, and I'm going to put what announcements I want to put it in. So first I'm going to start with like the academic stuff. So what are we reviewing in class this week for ELA, for math, for science? So I think for ELA, I put finding the main idea. For math, we'll talk about multiplying three numbers together. And then science will be about the states of matter. So next, I want the newsletter to talk about some upcoming events. We have our state testing, first set of state testing coming up next week, so I put that in there. For Halloween, we do something called Vocabulary Day. I want that put in there. And then just a heads up, in November, we'll start our canned food drive, just to give them a fair warning about that. All right, the next section will be general reminders. So the first thing is just calling the office when your child is absent or if they have a dismissal change, how they get picked up. The next one, just a basic uniform reminder, remind them that their students should wear a uniform every day. And last thing, they talk about tutoring being available and that there are forms in the office. The next section is a celebration section. So I'm going to fill this in here with a couple things that I'm noticing in class. First, that the students are starting to get more fluent in their multiplication ability, and that they're also starting to read more fluently as well. So as I hit generate, the newsletter starts to come up. Now, the first thing I noticed that is all in paragraph form rather than what you typically think of a newsletter where there's different sections and headings and so forth. So if you would like your newsletter to look like that, there will be some editing, but there's a lot of good stuff here. So first off, it built off what I said to put in the newsletter. So we were going to talk about main idea, multiply three numbers, and states of matter. It just goes into a little bit more specifics about what those skills are and what we're going to do with those. It does the same thing with the events. Tells them what to do to get their kids ready for testing, talks about the canned food drive. It does misinterpret what Vocabulary Day is, so I have to edit that to make sure it's right. So if you're like me and you spend a lot of time erasing and then rewriting and erasing and rewriting, this might be a useful tool to take that burden off of you and come up with at least a baseline of what your newsletter could look like. And hopefully just some quick edits, and it would be good to send.